though. Those lines, waiting online in Disney. Oh my gosh.
You see, I was so hurt.
Oh,
I was like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
I'm peeling everywhere.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
And it's funny because it rained 4 out of the days that we were there, but still a couple of days that it was sunny.
The heat. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was weird because my husband and I kept saying, like, everyone makes such a big deal about Disney, so we thought it would be wonderful, but we actually like Little Hershey Park better than Disney. So, yeah.
I haven't been there since my oldest, who's now almost 30, was like 6.
Yeah.
So, but my oldest took his daughter there, and he's like, Mom, I guess he's like, because I was 6 when we went. He was like, I was so much more impressed, excited.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
I don't know if they have like cutbacks or anything, but even when you walk into the park, I thought there would be all these characters coming out to greet you. There was like no one. I don't know if they're short staffed or what. Yeah. Oh, I forgot that. Turn all of them off because I heard that over here.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the August 10th public session. I am now going to call the meeting to order and ask that we all rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're now going to take questions on agenda items only. Do we have any questions? Okay. We're going to now move on to our consent agenda. Be it resolved that the following items be approved, B1A through B1M. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Turn on your mic.
It's on.
Okay. Motion by Maria Prescott Gonzalez. I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Abstentions? Noes? So moved. Be it resolved that the following items be approved, B2A through B2Y. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Gonzalez Prescott. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions?
I abstain.
Noes? So moved. Be it resolved that the following items be approved, C1A and C1B. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Cindy Safiri. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Gonzalez Prescott. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved.
Do a motion. You want to do a motion?
Next time. I think you got a roll going.
Sorry. You got that? Yeah, let's see. Okay. Appointments, resignations, and leaves. Certificated personnel. A motion be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the certificated personnel action report contained in the board packet for the August 10th, 2022 board meeting. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cynthia Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1B, appointments, resignations, and leaves, non-certificated personnel. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the non-certificated personnel action report contained in the board packet for the August 10th, 2022 board meeting. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Abstains?
Your first motion is.
To you both. Abstentions? Noes? So moved. D1C, Administrative Table of Organization, Department Head of World Languages. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Carla Ribeiro as Department Head of World Languages for a 4-year probationary period effective August 18, 2022 through August 17, 2026, at a salary set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cynthia Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations, Carla. D1D, Administrative Table of Organization, Department Head of English as a New Language Instruction and Bilingual Content Area Instruction. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Kamalik Cabrera as Department Head of English as a New Language Instruction and Bilingual Content Area through August 7th, area instruction for a 4-year probationary period effective August 18th, 2022 through August 17th, 2026, at a salary set forth in a negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Maria Malave.
Second.
Need a second. Julie Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations, Kamala. D1E, Public Relations Specialist. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby creates the Public Relations Specialist position effective August 10th, 2022, and be it further resolved that the newly created position shall be a 12-month full-time position with an individualized contract, and be it further resolved that the table of organization shall be amended to reflect that the Public Relations Specialist position shall report to the Superintendent of Schools. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved.
Is it in here?
For the resolution from Neil.
Yeah,
I'm not sure it's in here.
it was on the white piece of paper, sorry. We're just looking for something.
Sorry, guys, we're just looking for a walk-in resolution. Just bear with us.
You shouldn't let Neil go. Okay. Just had it.
How did that happen? Was it tonight?
Clerk Corporation.
Sorry.
Guilty of it.
D1S. Be it resolved that the Board of Education creates the non-instructional positions of teacher aide and special education aide and directs the superintendent or his
Designated.
designated,
That's
Neil's right.
or his designee to file the applicable duties, what's that?
duty statements.
Duty statements with Suffolk County Civil Service, and upon approval of the duty statements, to post the positions in accordance with district procedures. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Cynthia Safiri. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julie Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Okay, we don't have any student enrollment figures at this time. F1, miscellaneous items for information only. Board action memos of the July 6, 2022 reorganization meeting, and board action memos of the July 20th, 2022 meeting. G1A, old and new business. Okay. We're adding an additional board meeting for the month of August, which will transpire on August 25th at 8 p.m. Public session, 8 p.m. We'll post it on the district website as well. So again, that next additional meeting in August will be August 25th, public session to transpire at 8 p.m. Rich?
Are you starting exec at 8?
No,
No.
we're starting exec.
Exec at 6.
Okay, so we just need to notice the meeting starts at 6 because we first open in public.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, say it.
Rich, take it away.
Okay.
No, you have to say it.
Sorry, I have to say, exec session at 6 p.m., public session at 8 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure now to go over the monthly happenings. As I say, every month there is quite a bit of activity in the district. If you've had an opportunity to drive around, you will see a tremendous amount of construction going on, and parking lots are ripped up. We've really done a tremendous amount of work throughout the district. I want to publicly thank Mike Cruz, obviously our Assistant Plant Facilities Manager. He oversees it. All of the B&G, all of the custodians, they have just done a tremendous amount of work. Some of it may not be visible, but they are working tirelessly throughout the summer. And if you can imagine the last 3 weeks, which have been extremely hot, you can't imagine what the buildings were like. However, they have persevered. They've painted classrooms, painted offices. They've refinished gymnasiums. They're absolutely beautiful in most of our schools. They've had the opportunity to do that. As I mentioned earlier, parking lots have been resurfaced. We've expanded over at West Middle School. We've expanded in a couple of areas, but West Middle School in particular, we've added 70 parking spaces over there. And anybody associated with West Middle School knows that parking has been difficult, particularly during events, Meet the Teacher Night, for example, sporting events, very difficult to get parking space. We've added over 70 there. Plus, if you've had an opportunity to see that we have curbs and sidewalks, doesn't sound too, fancy, but if you take a look, it really does spruce up the front of a building to have a new walkway. Beautiful cement work, beautiful pathways have been built, and that's only the beginning. There's going to be a lot more in store during the year, as well as next summer and for the next few years. But I did want to just start with that. I really do want to thank our B&G. They've really done just a tremendous amount of work, and they take such great pride. I love visiting the schools every day, even though it's quiet in some of the schools. The custodians, our student workers, they take such a great deal of pride in making sure that the building is attractive for our students and families when they begin to return in September. So it's really kind of an exciting time in the summer. So lots of other things. That was just about construction. What I'm really also thrilled about is we have lots of curriculum writing going on, as well as lots of programs that I've been mentioning the last couple of months. So let me begin. Now I'm going to have to ask, I left my glasses somewhere. I can't find them. I left them in the other room. Are they the reading glasses?
They're trifocals.
Oh, oh my gosh, they're trifocals. Geez, I have trouble. Oh, wait a second. If I do that?
Use the top.
All right. This probably looks great at home. All right. Wow, this
Said you're
is,
not a man of all trades.
you know what? I don't know if that's gonna help. Oh, wait, let me try those. Let me try those, huh? Thank you, Hassan.
I tried.
Oh, geez. No, that's not gonna do. Wait, Ann, yeah, I've borrowed yours in the past. Can I borrow them?
Come on over here.
Bring your glasses.
Accurate.
Fancy purple.
That happened the other day too. We were silent.
What happened in the other room? I couldn't find them. Ah, all right, that works. So, lots of happenings. This week ends our wonderful summer program here in the district, and we are in the process of putting together a September bulletin that highlights all of the dynamic activities and learning experiences our students and teachers engaged in this summer. We are immensely proud of the programs we put together. Our students had the opportunity to explore a variety of topics across many disciplines, but more importantly, they were able to meet new friends and develop their social skills, which is, as we all know, so important to their emotional development. The registration office, along with the Family Community Center, are hosting a Start with Hello kickoff to a new school year on August 25th in front of the parking lot of the Anthony Felicio Administration Building. The event will welcome new families to the Brentwood community. The Malloy College mobile van will be on site to provide health screenings, speech screenings, counseling referrals, voter registration, music therapy, and more. Fidelis will also be on site with tons of giveaway. There'll be 2 sessions, 3 o'clock to 4:30 p.m. and 5 to 6:30 p.m. We are looking forward to the community getting to know our Family Community Center and the registration office staff. The registration office will be free to assist families with any registration-related questions. A group of high school girls were invited to be part of the LILTA, the Long Island Latino Teachers Association Young Women's Institute, the College Experience. The Summer College Experience Institute focused on familiarizing female high school students on the college experience and STEAM careers. Our students visited various institutions such as Stony Brook to shadow nurses and medical professionals who gave them a better understanding of different paths they could choose in college. They celebrated their connections and experiences all together at a local restaurant, Tango, here in Brentwood. Curriculum and Instruction Summer Tune-Up. District and building level administration and teachers from various disciplines have engaged in summer curriculum writing to update curriculum maps and align instructional frameworks to the New York learning standards. And I do want to just thank the assistant superintendents, Ms. Palmer, Ms. Ortiz, Ms. Young, and Ms. O'Connor. You know, it is, as I mentioned earlier, very active here in the summer. As a matter of fact, today over at Central Administration, there's probably close to 20 professionals in the Bellinger room, and they're developing strategies for MTSS and as well as AIS, and they'll have that.
Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, it's multi-tiered support system, and AIS is Academic Intervention Services, and these are, it really is something that will help all students. You have to understand, Tier 1 is really designed for all students, but it also then, as students maybe present some difficulties, it will help with strategies for those students who actually are presenting some type of difficulties, and then if those difficulties continue, there'll be further strategies for those students. And again, that's something that we revisit every few years. We take a look at the MTSS and the AIS and how we can better address the needs of our students. We also had last week, we had elementary teachers along with administrators. They were also writing some curriculum for the elementary schools. So there's been quite a few throughout the summer. So projects at the kindergarten level included creating instructional resources in both hard copy and digital formats to teach phonics in a lively and engaging way. ELA bilingual and ENL teachers are updating existing curriculum and creating a consistent syllabus format across various content areas to share with our students, parents, teachers, and administrators. Again, just another example of what I was speaking about. Elementary teachers are mapping out instruction for each mode of writing: narrative, informational, and persuasive. Science teachers at both elementary and secondary levels are gearing up for the new science investigations, including designing project-based units of study connected to the pre-K through 12 science standards. We have new science standards. Math teachers at the elementary and secondary levels have been unpacking the next generation standards for analysis and to identify skill gaps of children. This work also includes updating current maps to include pre-algebra support for students in grades 6 through 8. The Special Services Department is developing a bank of supplemental resources that focus on skill development for students who take the New York Alternate Assessment. The department is also developing a mental health and wellness calendar with monthly themes that will be supported by building PPS staff to engage all teachers and students in health and wellness and mindfulness programs across our schools. Finally, our new elementary library media specialists are working next week to develop unit lessons for the first part of the school year aligned to the New York State Computer Science and Digital Fluency Standards, including to ensure our students have both the cognitive and technical skills to be successful in our contemporary world. You know that we added the library media specialists. We're really excited about this addition, as I just read that they are going to be working actually with all of our grades in the elementary schools, K through 5, but they're going to be focusing on the digital literacy standards, and this is something new to the district. We're really excited about that, and I think we're going to see tremendous benefits in 2 or 3 years as kids leave our elementary school. They will be so much better prepared for middle school and high school, particularly when it comes to the digital world. So, that was it.
Thank you, Rich. So now we're going to enter into our public comment portion of our public meeting. Joe Fritz.
Good evening, Joe Fritz, Brentwood resident. Mr. Lotion, I'd like to thank you. I did receive your letter yesterday with respect to the golf program, which will be initiated in 2023. I did meet with the athletic director this evening. I'd like to thank him. It was a real pleasure speaking with him. He's also a golf enthusiast also. I do believe that having new sports adds, like anything else in life, a diverse aspect to sports. It's been too long that we haven't had this sport. I believe, and I did take notice of your mention. We will have scholarships in a few years. Mm-hmm. It's important to recognize that the probably per capita. Probably it might yield the most amount of scholarships once we get our golf team going. But I'd like to thank you again. It's a pleasure. I appreciate the efforts you made to speak to Section 11. While I was a little disappointed, I understand we can't have everything.
Right. Well, we do hope to have some exhibition matches.
I saw that, and I didn't realize that the athletic director is known as Punch. When I saw your letter, I didn't realize who he was.
Sorry.
But I met him, and someone called him Punch, and then I recognized what we're talking about.
I also want to correct Mr. Fritz. He does play golf, but not that well. To tell you
Well,
I've actually played with him. He's good in other sports. I'm only kidding, Punch. I'm only kidding.
Let me tell you, one thing you'll learn quickly is if a person decides to embellish their ability to play golf, you'll find out when they take the first swing. But in any case, thank you very much. I appreciate your help.
No. Thank you for your advocacy, Mr. Fritz. I'm just kidding, Punch.
Carmen Oyola.
Good evening, Carmen Oyola, Brentwood resident. My first concern is the safety that we need to implement more of based on the past weeks and things that we're seeing, people shooting just because. I mean, people now are making handmade guns. What are we, the Wild Wild West? I don't know what's going on. And yes, I like the idea of the man trap, Mr. Lochner, but there are several things. One is I've never was comfortable with the CSCA members doing door duty, security duty, because they are not. That's not what they're hired for. So that needs to terminate immediately. We should have more than just one security guard in each building, at least 3, because every building, just like the administration buildings, has multiple entrances and exits. Maybe also think about having armed, trained security, maybe retired police officers, retired servicemen. You know, it's a shame that you have people like, I don't think they're crazy, they just don't have a heart. And they think it's okay to go into a building and just shoot people just because, or in a supermarket, or at a mall, or at a concert, or I mean, it's just getting insane. So we need to sort of protect ourselves like they do, you know, the armories that protect the gold, because children are gold. They're precious. They're irreplaceable. And I would hate to see something like that to happen here and continue to happen. You know, we don't know when Congress is going to decide who has a right to have a gun, who doesn't. And until they figure it out up there, I think we need to do more as far as safety is concerned. So one security officer is not enough. Having CSCA members in the front door doing security duty should not be allowed anymore. That's definitely has to change like yesterday, ASAP. So look at more ways. We need more security in every building. And again, in this time and age, you know, someone reminded me that before, along with the fire drills years ago, they used to have the bomb shelter drills, okay? You know, you try to explain to a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old why we're having this drill, because people don't care. You know, parents send their kids to school, and I wouldn't know where to stand. How do you deal with that? You send your child to school, you hope they're safe, you know they're cared for, that they're entrusted, and then they don't return to you. I mean, I just don't, like I said, until the gun laws maybe change, I don't know who has a right, who doesn't. I know everybody has a right to live. So I think we need to upgrade our security. And like I said, one security officer is not enough. Definitely not enough. I don't care how you put it. So if you can look into that somehow, some way, I think it's a necessity. It's not a luxury to have just one security officer. It's a need, unfortunately. It's sad, but we have to keep them safe at all times. And it's just, and definitely don't even, you know, some districts, thinking, yeah, arm the teachers. Like, are you kidding me? Like, if the teachers don't have enough, they got to watch 25 kids and be careful. You know, they don't have enough. You want them to have guns too? And you look at what happened in that mall, you know, thank God that gentleman who happened to be there took out that person, but he had a gun. And is that what it's going to be, that everybody's got to carry guns nowadays? I don't know. It's a sad, and hopefully some answers can come out of it. But I think we need to take more steps for security purposes. The second issue is the special education students. I happen to be a parent advocate. I happen to be a parent of a child, of an adult, because she's an adult. She's 30 years old, and 2 grandsons with needs. You know, if you don't give them the foundation in the beginning, and give them enough services, a child who's nonverbal should be getting 4 to 5 days service of speech, not two, because those services will also incorporate what they should be learning. Art, their alphabets, their, shapes and things, that'll be incorporated in the speech training. It should not be two. Two is a little junior Band-Aid when they need the extra large. So it's not doing enough. And some parents have told me, yeah, they're cutting down services. What do you mean? Well, why? Oh, they said my child doesn't need it. Why? Do you see an increase in your child's learning? Do you see that they're doing something? Yes. They're not going to get, and their, how would you say, learning is less. So they really don't get the benefit of the 9 months school time. And we know this. But if we don't give them all the services that they need, then we're shortchanging them. We're not setting them off in the right track. And I didn't notice, I didn't get here on time, unfortunately. I don't know if many know that Miss Barbara, who worked for the district 47 years, unfortunately. So I was out there, and when at the time, I said, oh, no. Then I went to the administration. I said, oh, no, wait a minute. Change of plans, wrong place. So the D1E, again, this is a new position, yes? Brand new, not a replacement. It says newly created position.
Public relations.
It's D1E.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the public, it's newly created. And again, if I may ask, again, you can email the needs of this, but I'm pretty sure this position, I'm going to say off the top of my head, is at least making maybe 50 to 60,000 a year. You just created teaching aid and special ed teaching aid. We had a meeting yesterday. We agreed to meet again, and you created positions, but a salary is not set. I think that's insulting. How you create a position, you don't even know what you're going to pay these people. Shame. Why? Because they're, as the CSEA president, I'm not agreeing to even entertain and putting them in the unit. Because what is wants to be paid to these positions, first of all, the members and the unit itself is being underpaid. If TAs, we can't get TAs, you want to know why? Because you don't pay them enough. If you take a survey of all your TAs, and there's about 200 and something roughly, and you ask them, how many of them have 2 jobs? They'll tell you more than half have 2 jobs, because the 1 job is not enough. Yet their demand, their education is demanded, certifications are demanded, okay? And they can't afford it. So this is why there's a lack, and it's hard to get. Now the teaching aides and the special ed teaching aides don't need those certifications. They're going to be the go-to person in the class. The teacher will say, oh, go get me this, go get me that. But what I feel what will happen is that those teaching aides, teachers, because they're used to getting a teacher's assistant, are going to utilize as instructional. And the members, not wanting to, to want to be complacent and go along and help, they will do something that they're not certified to do. So I think it's disgusting that it was just approved to post it. In the past practice, postings for CSEA members were never done until September because the members are on vacation. Members don't see these postings until they come back. And so in our contract, it says they should be given the fair chance to apply for positions open in the unit. But if you're going to post it in the summer, that's not fair. Now we come down to the change of health monitor, which I am, to health aide. I have brought this to the attentions of several, and I keep hearing, well, you're under civil service. You're right. But I happened to get a
Ms.
contract.
Viola, I'm
Yes.
so sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure that you understood that was not part of the agenda, so that change has not
We did not.
been implemented. I just wanted you to understand that was not voted on by the board tonight.
It was the walk-in.
Yeah, but it didn't include the health monitor.
Sure,
The
so
No,
health
no,
aid was
right,
not-
it didn't include, but I'm telling you this because this was discussed as well. No, that was not approved, because I made it clear. If you want it, I'm civil service, I'm under civil service. But my title has never been health aid. It has always been health monitor. And to the advantage, the way I look at it for the district, because all I was compensated with monetarily was 50 cents more than a monitor. Now you want to increase my responsibilities. Well, if you want to increase my responsibilities and you want to correct what you're supposed to have, a health aid, that goes with a salary increase of $3. And that's not agreeable. That's not happening. We can't see that. We don't want to
Carmen?
do that.
Carmen?
So,
I just want to interrupt you, Carmen. I'm afraid that we might be negotiating in public, you know.
no,
so
I'm just going, I just want you to know what was presented to me.
No, I know, but
And
that's
I'm not-
actually negotiations
not-
between a district and a union. I don't think it's appropriate to actually stand at the mic publicly and discuss what's been discussed in negotiations. Right now, the board just created 2 new positions. They
And
actually
they
have
were
not-
negotiated. And it was still, now you're posting a position, what are you paying these people?
Okay, hold on. First, a couple of things, Carmen, if I could just correct you a little bit. That they're just creating positions and the Board of Education has every right to create a position. We've not even discussed what unit it goes into. Obviously, you know, CSEA is a unit that we would like to put them in, but they're not in there yet.
No.
So all they've done is create a position. We have not posted the positions yet. And all they did was, I think, they're being proactive because they're positions that are actually required of us by the district, that is, to be, they're actually positions that need to be posted. Teacher aides was one that they created, and I think it's,
The special ed teacher.
and the special ed. So I think that's terrific that they posted it. They just approved it, created it, but they have not posted the positions. We have not done that as a district. And we are going to have a follow-up visit with the CSEA, and then we can discuss some of the things that you're mentioning right now.
But you know what, Mr. Lochner, what you don't know is that this was presented last year in August, okay? So it took, and so now, because there's a need, because we keep bringing students that belong at BOCES so they can get the benefits they need and deserve, you're bringing, now there's a tight squeeze, okay? But this was presented to me back in August last year, just to let you know that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I said,
Just wanted to address a couple of things that, Ms. Iola, that you brought up. The need for the security guards. We are discussing that. We are taking that into heavy consideration, given the climate that we're living in. This meeting had to be adjourned because, you know, I don't want to say too much, but the director of security was unable to make this meeting, but the next meeting, he will be here and speaking about his safety plan for the upcoming school year. Ms. Burgos is the chair for the subcommittee of the safety plan, and she can speak to a little bit more of some of that.
Yeah, I'm actually chair of the Board Advisory Subcommittee for Security, and the very things that you mentioned, Carmen, are things that we also discussed, and we are considering all of the things that you mentioned, how we're going to handle the monitors, how we're going to increase our security staff or somehow, you know, give it a boost so that we can make sure that all of our children are safe. So everything that you mentioned is right on target, and we really appreciate you bringing it up. And please be assured that we're not ignoring it. It's something that's already in the works. So thank you.
Inclusive of some of the drills that we used to do when we were younger that they've omitted from school systems, but, you know, we can ask more of Mr. McCray, sorry, whether or not we're performing the active shooter drills that some other districts and other states are doing. It might, you know, be something that either are we doing it, Rich?
We are. Yes, we do active shooter drills. We actually do, we do a drill that's called a lockout drill and a lockdown drill. That simulates a shooter that may be on the exterior of the building. That's called a lockout drill, and the kids and staff are trained on what to do in that circumstance. And then you have a lockdown drill, and that simulates a potential dangerous person in the interior of the building. So both of those are actually, we actually do in every building across the district.
I mean, I would ask some specifics, but I don't know if, it would be appropriate to kind of, give that stuff away because somebody's saying, well, what are you doing? And maybe
Yeah.
it might be at a detriment to say
Yeah.
exactly what we're doing when we're trying to protect the students in the district. So
Right.
I don't want the public to think that we don't want to answer those type of questions of what kind of drills we're doing. It just might be better that we're not saying it publicly, but I'm sure if you called your building principals, they'd be more than happy to share that information.
And I just wanted to add, Eileen, that we're also very cognizant of how we use the language, and we don't want to scare the children by telling them we're having an active shooter drill. So we'll call it a lockdown, lockout, we use different language.
Thank you.
So we try and be very sensitive to those things.
Thank you.
Like I said, put yourself in a 4 to 5-year-old's mind.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
I went home and, you know what we did at school? Like,
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that, so,
like I
thank
said,
you.
it has to be done. I'm not saying it doesn't,
Yeah.
but it's just scary.
I didn't realize the concept of a bomb drill until many years later. I just knew I had to go underneath the desk when the siren went off, but I really at that age didn't have a concept of why we were doing it.
I think we call them air raids or shelter drills.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to have air raids.
Stay in
Yeah.
place.
No.
But Hassan, do you have anything you wanted to add?
There was something I wanted to add, and it was, I think school safety is of utmost importance to the entirety of our board. The district attorney's office recently had a school safety summit. It took place at Stony Brook, and I had the pleasure of attending on behalf of the district. And it was in conjunction with SCPD, as well as the sheriff's office. And so they have offered their consultancy services as well in trying to ensure that our schools is as safe as they possibly can. I'm very confident that we hopefully will be working in conjunction with them as well. So I wanted to thank you very much for bringing that up and just mention that as well.
Thank you.
The district also hosts its own school safety forum. That's
Right.
going to be, tentatively in November this year. We're still putting everything together. But that's where we bring, we actually present to many districts throughout the county and Nassau County as well, so throughout the island. And we have some very exciting speakers that are lined up right now. I don't want to announce anything until we have our full slate all set up, but it's something Brentwood does for the rest of the island. I'm very proud of that.
Good work. Are there any other additional questions from the audience? I need a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
Motion.
Motion by Maria Gonzalez Prescott. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Simone Daniels. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night, and I hope to see you next month. Well, this month at the end, August 25th.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.